MatPat just announced that he's retiring from YouTube, and just a week before that, Tom Scott said he's taking a long break from YouTube. Another talented YouTuber, Meat Canyon, said he's taking an indefinite break from YouTube. What a way to start 2024. Now, I don't want to make this video just to point out the YouTubers that I mentioned and go, oh wow, look at them, they're retiring. Farewell, MatPat, you will be missed. What you did was amazing. Because I think that's already been said and that won't really add anything to the conversation. But instead, I want to look at the positives to the situation. And I know that may sound crazy at first. I mean, I'm not saying that because I think MatPat being gone is a great thing, because I'm going to start making game theory videos and I'll have no competition. No, it's not that. Watching MatPat, someone I watched growing up, and seeing that video where he just broke down in tears and shared that he felt like he was no longer spending enough time with his son, his wife, and that YouTube is taking up too much of his time, it just hurt to see. I remember I was 10 years old at day camp and people were using, but hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. And hearing him at the end of the video say that line, it just made me feel like I was at a funeral.
As always, my friends, remember, it's just a theory. A game theory. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Now, although this isn't the first time a YouTuber's ever retired, it feels like a new surge is just happening right now. Back in 2017, Casey Neistat announced that he was no longer going to be making vlogs. And even more, he was going to be moving out of New York to LA. I was like, what?
That's been New York City, it's been amazing. Opening this next chapter here. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Even though I'm going to miss my studio.
Now, he did end up leaving, and he had very similar reasons. He wanted to spend time with his family and focus on other things.
Down so I could spend more time doing things like being with my family and doing things that I like doing, and basically everything but work. I wanted to move here and work less.
Now, although Casey didn't retire and quit YouTube altogether, I just felt like he did at the time. I mean, vlogging was his thing, and he was just going to be going on a hiatus, and we'd have no idea when he'd come back. And fast forward to now, Casey is not gone, and he occasionally uploads to YouTube, and sure, it's not the daily vlogs, not what we used to get, but he's still back, and he's making videos, and the reason I think he didn't leave is because he's an artist. He's passionate, and he just felt obligated to come back. It felt like his calling, and it was just natural. Now, I'm going to make a wild connection, but you have to hear me out for this. Back in 2020, one of the greatest musicians to ever exist said he was retiring and will be releasing his final album. It had been a great decade, but it was time to be a great father. Sounds kind of similar. And of course, this great musician that I'm talking about is Logic. And you know, I'm not the biggest Logic fan, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tune in. It's the last one, let's see what it's about. And it had like a couple good songs, it wasn't that good. But, you know, I tuned in. And a full year later, alright, this man retired, he comes back. To this day, he's dropped 3 albums since he was supposed to retire. But the reason he came back is he can't live his life without music.
Just wanted to raise my boy. Yep. While I was doing that, I was making a lot of music. So then I was like, well, obviously I'm still making music because it's therapeutic and I love it. So, well, what's going on here? And then I realized what I really wanted to retire from, or kind of in a sense have, was just the internet, just the negative comments and the...
Now, Rick Rubin, in his recent book, The Creative Act, shared the story about how he's working with a certain musician, and he never shared her identity or name or gave any hints, but let's just say hypothetically this was Katy Perry.
Is math related to science?
And Katy Perry was so burnt out. She no longer wanted to make music, and she was done. She's like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what to do. And Rick ended up sharing, if it doesn't bring you joy, you should just quit. But a day later, she completely changed her mind because she couldn't imagine living without creating. The thought of her not being able to make anything again was sad to her. Now, everyone in this world has purpose. I mean, aside from your job, if you have nothing but free time and you're filled with boredom, you're gonna find something to do. It's why Casey Neistat came back to make vlogs, and it's why Logic came back. And that's what I think will happen with these YouTubers. I know it seems very sad right now that, oh, we're never gonna see them again, or it's gonna be a long break, but I really don't think it'll be that long. When they come back, the videos they'll be making, they'll care about, be extremely passionate, and as a viewer, we're just gonna enjoy them way more. And sure, they may not be uploading as much as they did in the past, but at least we know they're enjoying what they're doing, and they're not just hitting the upload button because they feel forced to. Gideon was one of the biggest prank YouTubers, and just a couple months ago, he was looking at his channel, and he was ashamed of his own videos that he made, and he decided to delete everything, and just make a new YouTube channel. He decided to quit from YouTube forever, but he decided to commit to God and make Christian content. Now, although Gideon may never pull as many views as he once did, I think he's really happy compared to where he was in the past. An unwanted goodbye always hurts, especially when you're really attached and can't imagine what it's going to be like without them. What does make it feel better though, is knowing that it was in the person's best interest to better their life. And it's not really an abandonment, but more of a new beginning. These YouTubers have set an example of what it means to leave the platform on a high note, and I think that should be celebrated.